everybody, it's Gianna. I am going to be telling you all about my Walt Disney World college program. I did my program in Walt Disney World in spring of 2016. So I went from February 1st to June 3rd. So as you know from the last video, I was placed in merchandise in Walt Disney World, and I found out when I got there that I was in Storybook Circus in the Magic Kingdom. And I was so excited because out of all 6 of my roommates, only 2 of us were in the parks and both of us ended up being in the Magic Kingdom. All of my other roommates were in resorts. I was pretty excited that I got into the parks and that I got into Magic Kingdom. That, I can't even talk about it. I get so excited that it even happened. I got really lucky that I got placed where I did because my work location was the best. So I just kept saying after I got accepted into the college program, I just want to dip apples. I just want to dip apples to my parents, and I was hoping that I would get somewhere that would allow me to do that. And when I got Storybook Circus, I was like, I don't even know if I've ever been there. It's a part of New Fantasyland and it's right by the Dumbo ride, which I don't really go over there because I don't ride the Dumbo ride that often. So I went to go check the store out and I was so excited to find they had a full production kitchen in the middle of the store. I was hoping that I was gonna be trained on candy. I was really excited about it. When I got to my program, I had already met my roommates on Facebook. We had been talking for a little while, so that was really exciting to be able to meet them at Vista. I was the second one to move in, so I got to pick the bed with my friend Christy. My roommate in my bedroom, what is that called? My bedroom mate, her name was Christy, and she is now back in the company, and she just got a professional internship for VIP tours. My girl Chris, which is so awesome because it's only the second time they're doing that internship. So I'm really proud of her. So we moved in and everything was really awesome. Christy was housekeeping at Pop Century Resort. During my college program in Disney World, I left property maybe 3 times. I had my car there with me, which I was very thankful for because I drove to work every single day. I never took the bus once. And I was really glad because I only heard awful things about the bus. And it rains a lot in Florida, so it was nice to not have to wait outside. I spent most of my days off in the parks. There are so many things to do in Disney World that aren't going to the parks and playing. For example, I went to do Club Villain, which I don't even know if they have anymore. But Club Villain was a dinner party that they did in Hollywood Studios for a limited time. And you got to meet Maleficent, Queen of Hearts, Evil Queen, and Cruella de Vil, and you got to have dinner, and Dr. Facilier was your man of the hour and he sang, and it was so awesome. And those are the things that I remember the most. I went to a surfing lesson at Typhoon Lagoon and I had so much fun with my roommate Maggie. We were there during Flower and Garden, so we were in Epcot a lot, eating and drinking and just having a good time. Everything there was so much fun. They were the best 4 months of my life, truly. So as far as work went, I did my first college program when I was 19, so there was a lot of new things going on. I have never moved so far away from home before. I had never lived with a roommate before. I was on my own for a lot of things. I didn't really know anyone in Florida, so it was a big change. And all the jobs that I had before were nannying and things like that. So working at a job 40+ hours a week that you have to be at was very different for me. At first, I wasn't crazy about everything. So my job at Big Top was awesome. I ended up training in candy. So there were 3 different kind of shifts you can get at the circus. So it was production, which meant you were dipping apples, making candy, doing cotton candy, making caramel corn, doing anything in the kitchen. So that was production. And then there was register, and then there was floor stock. So register was just ringing people up at the register. Floor stock is cleaning everything up and getting everything, you know, reorganized. So during production shifts, we would have to make cotton candy for like 4 hours at a time and then go on break, and then make cotton candy for 3 more hours and then go on break. And I think that was the worst part of my program. So there were 3 different types of shift, and whatever you had that day was what you did that day. So I loved production shifts so much. It was so fun to be in the kitchen, and we would always jam to like decom songs, dance around in the kitchen. Most of my shifts were from 4:30 to 1 in the morning. That was closing production shift. College program in Disney World doesn't have any seniority. You kind of get the bottom of the barrel. So those were the shifts that I would be going in for, but all the other CPs were also there. So it was fun because we would all work until 1 in the morning. When we got out, we would all go eat together and then we'd all go home, which was cool. It gave it sort of a sense of community. When I was in the college program, I hated it for the first 2 months. And then the next 2 months really started looking up. So half of the program I was like, ugh, I can't do this anymore. I want to go home, totally on the struggle bus. And then the second half of the program, I was like, this is the best thing ever. I never want to leave. You can apply for an extension when you're there. And when applications came out to apply for extensions, I did apply, but I only applied for Bippity Boppity Boutique because that was all I was interested in at the time. And I thought I wanted to go home, but if I got Bippity Boppity Boutique, I would stay. So I applied for it and I didn't get it. So I did end up going home on my date, which was June 3rd. I think that the reason my program turned around for me so much was because of the friends that I made at Big Top. I met my best friends at Big Top, and my friends that are still my friends now, almost 2 years later. My best friends, Shannon, Casey, and Caitlin. Casey was a college program with me, and she is now working in Walt Disney World as entertainment. Shannon was not college program. She had done a college program before though at the Big Top, and she stayed, and she is now working guest relations in Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World. And Caitlin was also not college program. She is local from Florida. She is now working at Epcot merchandise in Walt Disney World. So all of my friends are still there, which breaks my heart because I want to go back so badly. It's really cool to see where everybody's going and what they're doing with the company because there's so many places to go and so many places to move. So it's really interesting to watch everybody grow. And I always have somebody to stay with when I go down. And I love being there so much. Big Top. My costume was a striped suit with a tie, and it was so ridiculous. I loved it so much, even though it was so hot in Florida. It was so fun to wear. I really wanted a costume that made me look like, oh my God, you work in Disney. Because I worked in Magic Kingdom, the first day of training that I had, we got to go down into the tunnels. I have been a long time Disney fan since I was very young. The first time I went to Disney, I was a baby. I always wanted to see what the tunnels were like. Everybody always told me, it's gonna ruin the magic for you. It's gonna ruin the magic for you. You're not gonna wanna be there after you've worked there. But let me tell you, doing my college program has made me love Disney 100,000 times more. When I was in the tunnels the first time, it was amazing. It was a beautiful experience. I loved everything about it. I loved seeing the princesses go by. Everybody's like, it smells like garbage, but it was magical. Like magical garbage. It was really cool. And I loved like learning about the inner workings of everything. And I was always so curious, and the way that Disney World works is so flawless, and anywhere you work after that, you're gonna find so many flaws in anything because you're always comparing to Disney and how well they do what they do. I lived in Vista Way in an unrenovated apartment, and Vista is the oldest apartment complex, and everybody was like, it's gonna be awful, it's a party complex, it's gonna be loud, you're never gonna be able to sleep. I literally never had one issue in Vista. Vista was nice. The apartment was kind of gross, but it wasn't bad to live there. It was a lot of fun. I think the people that you're with definitely make or break your experience. So there were 6 of us and 3 bedrooms. And one of our roommates didn't like us very much. Still to this day, I don't know why. She moved in the middle of the night without telling any of us, and then we never got another roommate. So it was 5 of us in the 3 bedroom. It was very spacious. It was nice because we had our own space. I did take a class during my first college program. I took Heritage, and I took the early years, which was 1901 to 1955. It was really interesting. My teacher's name was Aaron, and he was awesome. Really smart guy, knew a lot about the company, had been a lot of places in the company, and that's where it's cool to network and talk to people. We had guest speakers and we had projects that we got to do. There was no homework in the class, but I would recommend a class to anybody doing the college program just to get the most out of it. My class was only 4 weeks long, so it was very short, and I learned a lot. In my work location, I made $10 an hour, but when I did candy, I made a premium of 50 cents, which was cool. So every time I had a production shift, I got 50 cents more per hour, which was nice because you're living paycheck to paycheck in the college program. Having that little extra made a difference for sure. The best part about my college program was that we got to give shifts away. Definitely abused the system at some times. I went to Disneyland during my college program in Disney World and I had a blast, and it's awesome. I would recommend that to everybody because you get in for free. So you yourself can get into any Disney park in the world besides Tokyo with your main entrance pass, which is huge. If you can afford to travel, you should do it while you're working for the company. You also get great discounts on resorts, on Alani, on cruise line, which is huge. If you can book a cruise while you're on your program, do it. 100% do it. It's worth it. You will thank yourself. It'll be the best thing that you ever do. Disney Cruise Line is the greatest ever. If you are there during Halloween or Christmas, do as much as you can in the parks. It's beautiful. They do so many events. If you're thinking about doing a college program, know that in Walt Disney World, your leads are the people who organize backstage events for you. So if you want to go on the Haunted Mansion tour, or if you want to go on Space Mountain with the lights on, things like that, talk to your leads when you get to your area and make sure you do it right away, especially if you're on a short program, because it takes them a few weeks to organize things like that for you, but they will definitely be willing to do it. So if that's something that you want to do, talk to your leads right away. Make sure that if you want to, during your college program, you're doing character dining and you're doing everything that the resorts have to offer, like outdoor movies and things like that, because those are really going to be the things that you remember the most. The times when you're at IHOP at 3 in the morning after a shift, or when your roommates make you a cookie pizza when you get home from your long shift. Those are the things that you're going to remember the most. I, looking back on my Walt Disney World college program now, don't remember those 2 months that I was so upset and I hated being there. I think of all of the good things that have happened. If you really do want a future with the company, Walt Disney World, network your butt off. You have so many opportunities in the program to meet people and talk to people, and I've seen it firsthand happen. People moving up in the company during their college program because they just talk to the right people. You have people coming in all the time. People who worked on the Magic Band technology, or people who are visiting from California, they work at Burbank or Glendale. Check their Blue ID and see where they're from or what they're doing, and ask questions because you never know who you're gonna meet. Also, tip, if you're feeling homesick during your program, take a few days off and go home. I don't want to say it's not going to get better, but it's easier for you to finish out your program if you can just go home for a few days. You'll appreciate what you have in Disney World so much. Use your tickets. Go all the time. Bring your friends and have so much fun. Because I've done 2 programs now and I'm ready to go back for a 3rd. And I know that makes me sound crazy, but I really do love the company. And Disney World is such a good time. All right, thank you guys so much for watching this video. My next video is going to be about my Disneyland college program and how I terminated myself from it. Let me know if you guys want to see anything specifically. I have a few more videos in mind about cruise line. I'm about to start making my Halloween party costume, and I'm really excited for you guys to see that. And then I will be there for the Halloween party. So thank you guys for watching so much. I will see you soon.